Hey, Tina in New York City. Sorry, it's the only way I can say that city now. But it's Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com. And with the help of my GoPro camera, if I can aim it just right, you are getting the RayBan. Hang on, let me flip the box over. It is the 2140 QM, which is the original Wayfarer in the black leather, color 1152 in the 50i size. I don't know if it's a celebrity that is wearing these now, but I've gotten 2 in 1 week. Don't worry, I'm not complaining. I'm just wondering how I've had a rush on these things. But of course, this is your frame, your RayBan cloth, a really soft inside where it's different from every RayBan case, and according to the embossed RayBan emblem. Your little booklet with the icons that come with it. Let me put everything back in the box, but I've very delicately removed your original heavy glass lenses, and I now have your RayBan 2140 QM, the original Wayfarer, and the leather, the black leather. Wow, I don't know if it's the 50 shades of gray or whatever it is, but I've sold 2 in 1 week, so I'm not complaining. Again, this is the original Wayfarer, and I assume this one's made in Italy too. Yes, it is made in Italy. So let's go ahead. I'm going to put your frame into the tracing element of my edger, wake it up, and hit start. And a stylus is going to pop up, and it's going to trace the shape of the right side of the frame before moving over and tracing the shape of the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you will receive free, clear, single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you want either and you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you can use it for this purchase. Something tells me it's the movie 50 Shades of Grey that I'm getting a run on black leather. Too bad I wasn't in the business when the Harry Potter glasses were out. But let's see, your pupillary distance is 29 in each eye, so I'm going to go ahead and do the first eye. Oops, I'm going the wrong way, I'm going up. Let's go down to 29. That is good. So let's go ahead and get your lenses prepped. Put that down. Your right lens, let's see, what is the right lens? Do they mark it? Nope, can't tell. They're both looking very, very gray. So let's put it in on 70. Spin the axis wheel. Still got to turn these things on. You know, no matter how fancy your equipment is, still got to turn them on to get them to work right. Let me put it down to 0. Start to make sure it's in the center. Yes. Now I'll put it on a quarter. Rotate your lens just as blurry as it can be. That's probably your left lens. Let's try this lens. There we go. I have found the sphere power. I'm just going to find the optical center of your lens. Check your astigmatism correction, which I'll explain in a little bit. That looks good. And I'm going to put 3 dots on your lenses. Let me hold them up to the light so I can see. That's 1, 2, 8. And that is the right lens. Sorry, I just didn't know there was going to be so much math involved. Or Spanish. Alright, so I'm going to spin the axis wheel back to 90. Turn the power drum to -75. Rotate your lens. Now the sphere power is coming in clearly. Check your astigmatism correction, which means you squint, but I don't have to tell you that. You got that nice Clint Eastwood squint going for you. Okay. 1, 2, Diaz, and that is your left lens. Did I say the word day? I don't know. No sé. Okay, that's the limit of my Spanish. Uno más margarita, por favor. Okay, now that's the end of my Spanish. Alright, so I'm going to put your right lens there. The reason why I put those 3 dots on there is your lens has to go in there a certain way. It has to be oriented just perfectly, or you just won't see as well. So those 3 dots that you see right there, hang on, I'm going to put them right there. Those 3 dots. That's going to line up. So this blue cross is the geometric center of your frame. Your pupillary distance is just inset from there. So I'm going to put that center dot right there. And using the other 2 dots, I make sure they're on a horizontal line. And, wait, let me get these ready. I'm dropping stuff. I'm nervous. This is the first pair of glasses I've ever cut. At least tonight in the last 5 minutes. But this is a block. This is what's going to be attached to your lens. I like to call it Jenny from the block. From the block in New York City. And wait, I didn't say it right. New York City. There we go. And of course, speaking of hot sauce, I've got my collection here. I got my Texas Pete, the North Carolina original. I've got the Tabasco, I've got my sriracha for the Asian food, my jalapeno Tabasco, and my Chipotle Texas Pete back there. That's why I say that all the hot sauce commercials, of course, if you haven't seen any of them, just an obscure reference, which I'm sure it is. So where was that? Oh yeah, this, I need to attach it to your lens, so I need to use a double-sided adhesive sticker, of which I've already put some on here. The back of this has a little silver button. Isn't it cute? It's cute as a button, but it's actually a magnet, and it's going to do its job in just a moment. After I peel this piece of paper off to make the black side sticky, I'm going to stick that magnet in the arm, take my little magic wand, and so you shall. Ding, ding, make a wish. And with that wish, that block gets placed onto your lens. I'm in a good mood because this is the second frame of these I've sold in 1 week. And I'm still waiting for mine to come in. I'm not even wearing it yet. Next week you'll see me wearing mine. So let me put the next block right there. Put your left lens there. It mirrors your pupillary distance for 29. Get everything lined up just straight and perfect, as they say in New York City. And go. And there's that. Now she told me she had to have these really, really quickly because she's going on vacation in Mexico and need a nice dark pair of sunglasses. So we're gonna have you ready, and I'm gonna get this shipped to you fast. Now, this is your cutting wheel, the wheel that's over on the far left. That's what's gonna grind your lens down to its final shape. This wheel in the center with that little channel, that valley, that's what's gonna put the V-shaped bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the V-shaped bevel of this frame. So let's go ahead and take your right lens and put it into the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles. And see, that's the other thing that the magnet is for. By the way, this edger costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out and buying at least one, possibly two. Put them on your kitchen counter, and then you can cut your own glasses at home. If you have two, one can cut the left lens, the other can cut the right lens. Bam! Okay, where was I at? Waking up the computer. That's where I was at. Wake up! Wake up! Okay, that is going to be the shape of your lens, and I know from experience I want to take it down just a little bit. So I'm going to do that. I do not want to polish the lens. I do not want to put a bevel on the front surface, only a light bevel on the rear surface. So let's go ahead and hit start. First thing that happens is the door closes because it's tired of listening to me. That clamp shuts, and then the lens is going to move up and it's going to get traced by two white styluses. It's measuring the lens to make sure it's large enough to go into your frame. And it's also measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly where to place the bevel so the lens fits best inside the frame. I can move the bevel forward. I can move it backwards, whatever I need to do to center the lens so it best fits inside the frame. And of course, your lenses are not very thick, so you won't have any edge thickness. But if you did have considerable edge thickness, woohoo, don't drop that, don't drop that. This cost me $1. Where am I going to replace this at this hour in space? So that is your lens grinding down. Now your lenses are made out of polycarb. Polycarbonate is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. It is virtually unbreakable. It is bulletproof. Up to 22 caliber. If it wasn't, could I do that? It also has both UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. Unlike your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes. Unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that you're going to have to reapply every 2 hours while you're on vacation on a beach in Mexico, your lens will never need to have any more UV applied to it. Now it's the final shape, and if you notice, your lens is completely flat at the edges, just like a nickel. If I were to take it out now, it would stand up on the counter. But it's one last time, it's tracing the shape to know exactly, measuring the thickness at every point to know exactly precisely where to place the bevel so it fits best inside the frame. So in just a moment, your lens will not be flat. It's going to go down onto the bevel wheel to get the knife-like bevel. A very dull knife like me, but knife-like bevel nonetheless. But your lens will be so sharp, you'll be able to cut a piece of wet tissue with this, providing that you soak the tissue in water overnight, and then using all your strength, press down with your lens, you just might be able to cut through that piece of tissue. However, since your lens is bulletproof, whatever bullet reflects off your lens onto the tissue, I think that'll cut it for you. Now, if you just noticed, if you've been taking a nap, which I recommend you do during my videos, water has just begun spraying. That's just to wash away any optical debris. It does that for the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle. Excuse me, I need some water. Now a little arm has moved into place. It's going to apply the bevel to the front surface and back surface of the lens, the concave and the convex surface of the lenses, just to make sure there are no rough edges. Now, not only are your lenses thin, lighter weight, bulletproof, blah blah blah, polycarb, UVA, UVB, scratch coated, yeah, but it's also an aspheric lens. An aspheric lens has a much flatter curvature than a spherical lens, so you will not have that ugly cosmetic fishbowl appearance. The front of this frame is very flat, so I made sure to match the curvature of the lens so it matches the curvature of the frame. And that was very sweet of me. Sorry, the clown gets to have fun at work too, you know. Okay, so I'm going to dry your lens off so I don't drop it. So I don't drop your lens. I'm drying it off right now. Use my thumbnail to scrape away this optical debris that the water did not get. You know, it's hard to get good water now. It used to work so well. Now my water's gotten lazy. So, let me dry everything off again. And let's go ahead and see if it fits into your frame first time around. I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner. Using my thumbs, I push down at the nose. I don't want to force it in there. I'm going to take a little bit more off. A little more. So I'm going to take about 1/10 of a millimeter. You can always cut more off of a lens. You can never add it back on. So I start a little bit large and work my way down. And of course, the bevel on the original Wayfarer is a deep bevel. So it's not uncommon to have to take a little bit more off, because I just don't want to force the lens into the frame, especially being wrapped in leather. I'm not forcing anything. Although if this is based on the 50 Shades of Grey, I don't mind forcing a little bit, you know. Hey, you know what, how about if I shut up talking now, because I haven't read the book or seen the movie and I have no idea what I'm talking about, which is true in most conversations that I'm having. I had someone tell me one time there's only 2 rules to sounding intelligent. Rule number 1 is think of something stupid to say. Rule number 2, don't say it. See, I'm good at thinking rule number 1. I think of something stupid to say, but then I forget rule number 2 and I just blurt it out. Sometimes I'm just as shocked as everyone else when it comes out of my mouth. So it's getting the last of the bevel put back on there. And in just a moment, we will get a lovely piece of tissue to dry off your lens. Come on, lens, come on. Come on, open the door. Look, I'm gonna open the door with my mind. That was pretty good, isn't it? I can also melt ice with my mind. I can. It just takes a little while. Hello, is this on? You know, this is as funny as I get. Okay, so I'm going to tuck the lens in at the outside corner. Use my thumbs, press down at the nose. Now it snaps in there the way it's supposed to. So let's go ahead and do your left lens. I'm going to take it in, put it into the chuck, or of course, as I like to call it, the Charles. Flip over to L and hit start. Just like before, the door closes because it's tired of listening to me. The clamp shuts. And then the left lens is going to get traced by the 2 white styluses to make sure the lens is large enough to fit into the frame. Is it large enough? Is it large enough? By golly, I think it is. And again, it's measuring the thickness of the lens to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel, so your lens fits best inside the frame and you have no edge thickness whatsoever. Man, that's good work right there, I tell you. I couldn't do a better job if I cut that lens myself. So let's go ahead and take this block off. Take this rubber sticker off. Take that sticker and clamp my mouth shut with it so you don't have to listen to me ramble on anymore. Okay, so let's go ahead and go down and read the prescription off your right eye. Where's my little flashlight? I have a smaller flashlight, I just can't find it. So let's spin the axis wheel back to 70. Put the lens in at that red dot. Read the prescription. And I am getting -1/4. Check your astigmatism correction. Yep, you squint all the way to -1. Now, the unit of measurement we use in the optical field is called a gallon. No, it's not. It's called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R. How about a liter for all my metric friends and all my metric stalkers in England who watch my videos? A little shout out to them. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so your prescription reads minus a quarter, minus 75, and that's how they say it in England, minus a quarter, minus 75 at 70. So everything is in quarter increments. You almost have them here. 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1, 1 1/4, 90. You didn't see that one coming. No, okay, so you only need one step of correction to correct for your nearsightedness. You are slightly nearsighted. You just need a little bit of correction to help you see far away. So you need one step of correction to make everything the correct size. But you need 3 steps of astigmatism correction in both eyes. Astigmatism is what make the letters the letters P and F. Listen to myself, although like you, I try not to listen to myself either. But the numbers 6 and 8 are the letters P and F look alike. So this number makes everything the correct size. This number takes away fuzzy edges. Think of it as the fine-tune knob. And this 70 tells us where to turn that fine-tune knob to. So a straight line is from 0 to 180. So I would turn that knob to 180 there, to 90. So I'm going to turn that knob to 70, right before the 90. Now, your left eye, you need 3 steps of correction to make everything the correct size. You need 3 steps of correction to take away the fuzzy edges. And we turn that fine-tune knob to 90 this time. Go straight to skip 70, grab. You see how fast I can do that? Oop, my wrist. Okay, so the reason why I end up with -1, remember high school algebra, you add 2 like signs together? No, of course you don't remember high school algebra. So I'm going to be using today's terms. If someone had borrowed a quarter of a pound, a 25 pence, what do you guys use over there in England? You know who I'm talking to. Alright, so if someone had borrowed a quarter, then they borrowed another 75 cents, they would owe you a pound. There we are, 1 pound. Now for your left eye, it's going to end up being 150, minus 75 and another minus 75. So if someone had borrowed 0.75 drachmas from you, and then they borrowed another 75 drachmas, they would owe you 150 shekels. Alright, that lens is dry. Where's your frame? Where's your frame? I've already lost it. Okay, let me hold it up in front of my sign. Wait, your lens doesn't fit. What's wrong with it? Something's wrong. I didn't cut that right. Maybe if I... Nope, doesn't fit that way either. It's like a Rubik's Cube. Let me try this way. Okay, so I'm going to tuck it in at this outside corner. Using my thumbs, I press down the nose. When you hear the snap, what does it mean when you hear the snap? I guess it means I'm done. Alright, so let me take this block off. I'm so jealous of you going to Mexico. So jealous. Alright, so spin the axis wheel to 90. You remember the old 90. Whoop! Okay, there it is. It's on 90. Can you see that number back there? 100, 80, 90. There we go. Alright, I'm going to put it in over that dot. Check the spherical power. I'm getting minus 75. Do you remember the minus 75? Come on, we talked about this. Now check your astigmatism correction. What do you know? We ended up at 150, 1.5 drachmas, shekels, rubles, yen, whatever it is. Whatever the kids are spending nowadays. So your pupillary distance is 29 in each eye for a total of 58. So I'm going to hold that up to the light so you can see it. I'm going to place my PD stick and my thumb on your right lens, and when we hold it up to the left lens, we're getting 58. Can you see that? Don't look at the dust on my ceiling and my pergola. Just look at that red dot. Okay, so this is the point in every video where I explain that when you get these in the mail, Tina, there's a very small chance that these could be too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That is because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And I'm no exception. I'm part of that 80%. And because of 80% of us, that's why 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. Oh, my mom's calling. She's just going to have to wait. Hang on, let me hit stop. Mom, I'm working. Oh, that's a landline. She doesn't have a... She's calling me from a home phone. I'm trying to text her. So, but I'm going to get these in standard alignment, also known as a 3-point stance. Did I mention that 99% of all optical shops will adjust glasses for you, and there's free shipping anywhere in America? Alright, but let me get these in standard alignment, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and 3. Alright, now here's 3. I was just seeing if you're paying attention. Put them on the counter and press down to see if there is a wobble. There is no wobble. And when I say wobble, did I mention I'm part of that 80% I wobble. Okay, there's that. Mom, I'm trying to work. All right, so I'm gonna flip this over, press down. There is no wobble. I make sure that each temple overlaps perfectly, and they do, and they're not askew, and the same amount of tension on each hinge, and there is. By the way, just like with every RayBan original Wayfarer, you get the triple barrel hinge that is built extremely strongly. You can almost drive over this thing with a tank and it would last. So, of course, Tina, this frame, as you know, everyone else out there who doesn't know, this frame sells for $300, and it comes with clear lenses. You got the sunglass lenses, so that was a $59 upgrade, because you need these for going to that nice, wonderful, sunny beach in Mexico while there's still snow and ice on the ground here in North Carolina. But hopefully my camera is good enough to show you the black leather. Of course, this frame comes in a light brown leather, a dark brown leather, a green, and a blue leather. And of course, you'll see me wearing the blue leather. Hey, it's the guy designing my website. It's about time he got back in touch with me. But that is that. So if anyone has any questions, like why am I not on a beach in Mexico, I'll be glad to answer you at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. But Tina in New York City, I hope you enjoyed watching as I cut sunglass gray lenses for your RayBan 2140 QM original Wayfarer, original black leather Wayfarer, and the color 1152. Made in Italy. So have a great time on the beaches of Mexico. Please send me a picture of you. I do send out a photo request with every package to have your picture on the website. And everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.